You load up Black Ops 3. You hop in a game of Shadows of Evil. You kill some zombies, open a few doors, unlock Pack-a-Punch by doing the rituals, buy a mystery box or two, and then the time to buy perks has finally come. The perks players usually buy, if they are smart, are Quick Revive, which allows you to revive yourself 3 times in a game, Juggernaut, to increase your health from 150 to 250, basically go down with 5 hits instead of 3, Speed Cola to reload all your guns faster, and Double Tap to increase the rate of fire by 33% and double the amount of damage each bullet deals. But what about perks such as Stamina Up? Why isn't it getting picked like the others? It must be useless, right? Welcome everyone to my channel. My name is Outcast, you can call me AK, and in today's video we're going to be talking about Stamina. A great perk in Call of Duty Zombies that unfortunately, as much as you love it, sometimes it's just not as convenient to use as the core 4 perks, which I mentioned earlier. So to understand how Stamina Up came into this position, let's take a deep dive into its history. Stamina Up was introduced on DLC 1 of Black Ops 1, on the map Ascension. Stamina Up has 2 simple but very effective abilities. Increases your movement speed by 7% and also allows you to sprint for longer. Luckily for Stamina Up, at the time, Double Tap wasn't that amazing. Back in BO1, it only increased the rate of fire of your guns, and it didn't increase the damage of your guns. While Quick Revive, Jug, and Speed Cola were still the 3 steady viable perks since World at War, Stamina Up had a chance to stand up and take a spot as one of the perks that you want to pick every time. At the same time, when Stamina Up was introduced, on the same map, we were also introduced to the perk of PhD Falloper, which neglected any explosive and fall damage. Luckily enough, PhD didn't hurt Stamina. Often players would use both at the same time and not pick Speed Cola, but now you had a choice to make. You could either pick Stamina Up and train, or pick PhD, use explosive weapons, which were pretty good with PhD at the time, but have a slightly harder time training, or pick both of them and do both but risk dying because you can't reload as fast without Speed Cola. This was a stable throughout BO1, since the perks introduced later on weren't really good. Deadshot essentially was useless even though introduced at a super cool spot in one of the best maps, and Mule Kick, which for its price, having a third gun was really not worth it. That was until BO2 Transit, where Double Tap would get a buff. No longer the mediocre Double Tap days. I introduce you to, drumroll please, Double Tap 2.0, which not only increased the rate of fire, but also the damage. So for the next few maps, Double Tap 2.0 basically took the 4th spot in people's perks guaranteed. That was until the map Mob of the Dead, which introduced us to the Afterlife mechanic. Afterlife could be activated by either interacting with the electric panels on the walls found around the map or by going down. Because of this mechanic, Quick Revive was taken out of the map. So that means Stamina Up would definitely take the 4th spot in people's perks, right? Well, not quite. A perk was introduced on the map, which complemented super well with the Blundergut, the wonder weapon of the map. The perk is called Electric Cherry. Electric Cherry would shock nearby zombies every time you reloaded, and because the Blundergut reloads every time you shoot it, this perk was a no-brainer. Sadly, Stamina Up once again was left behind. Literally, it was not even included in the map. They didn't even tease it like PhD and Mule Kick. It was just left out on a map that may or may not have been chosen. The last DLC for BO2 arrives, and this is the first time since BO1 where Stamina Up was maybe the most useful perk on the map. Stamina Up is located right next to Gen 5, a spot where players will have to go to eventually for parts and to turn on Pack-a-Punch. So Stamina Up is easily accessible. Origins also features this mod that slows down the player, so Stamina Up is a super helpful perk neglecting the slowdown from the mod. Plus, Origins is a really big map with different quests to upgrade the staffs of the Ancients, so it requires a lot of running up and down to do things. Most importantly though, the Double Tap machine was nowhere to be found on the map. It can be actually obtained by a challenge from spending 30,000 points in total while playing the map, and can be acquired for free as your 5th perk. Origins also introduced us to the Wonderfist machine. For 1500 points, you can get a random perk, but it also included Wonderfizz exclusive perks such as Deadshot, Electric Cherry, and PhD Flopper. But Deadshot is useless, Electric Cherry didn't really complement the staffs too much, plus the map is not as close quarters as Mob, and not really good explosive weapons featured on the map for PhD to be useful. Stamina Up was a no-brainer for Origins. Yes, there is a way to acquire all perks, but for the casual player, the loadout consisted of Quick Revive, Jug, Speed Cola, Stamina Up, and Double Tap. Unfortunately, this didn't last for that long, because when BO3 dropped in 2015, unfortunately, Stamina Up was back to being a great perk, but not worth sacrificing one of the 4 perk slots. And it wasn't only because of the 4 core perks. Shadows of Evil, the first map of BO3 Zombies, introduced us to a brand new perk, Widow's Wine. For 4,000 points, it turned your grenades into sticky grenades, and every time a zombie hit you, this web would come out and slow down all zombies around you significantly. Also, you can pick up your Widow's Wine back up after killing the zombies that were sticked. To understand how good Widow's Wine is, people compare it to Jug, which is arguably the best perk in Zombies history. So not only people didn't choose Stamina Up in solo, but even in co-op, Widow's sometimes was a no-brainer since it was so good at defending you. Yes, sometimes players would still prefer Stamina Up in co-op, but Widow's Wine was just better, no one can deny that. On the Giant though, which was the second map on launch of BO3, Stamina Up was not featured on the map. Or was it? By throwing a monkey in each teleporter and then activating it, then went to spawn and press this little button right here, the robot head would release this laser melting the snow in this corner, revealing a perk, which there was a 50% chance for Stamina Up to spawn. Sometimes it spawned Deadshot. But, again, by the time you did this Easter egg, you would already have the 4 core perk everyone uses. The next map, the Eisendrache, featured a Wonderfizz machine, and the exclusive spares inside were Deadshot, Electric Cherry, and Widow's Wine, which was great for Stamina Up, right? Well, no, since the core 4 were still on the map. This was seen on DLC 3 on the map Goregrovi sadly as well. But on DLC 2, Zetsubo no Shima, we had a small shakeup. The core 4 were still on the map, but by completing one of your challenges, you could permanently unlock a 5th perk slot. So, no Wonderfizz machine featured on the map. No perk machine for Widow's Wine. So that leaves that 5th spot for Stamina Up to shine. Oh, wait. After you kill this giant spider boss, by the way, in this cave, you get awarded with free Widow's Wine, which you can keep coming back and grabbing every time, and saying it again, for free. So the 5 core perks for the map were Quick Revive, Widow's Wine, Jug, okay, like you all know them by now. So once again, Stamina Up was left in the dust. Except in co-op on Zetsubo, since you can't have both Widow's Wine and Stamina Up because you don't need Quick Revive, usually. Anyway, DLC 4 comes around and oh, what is that? A free perk drop that you can collect by completing a simple wall run course? Say less! But oh wait, Widow's has his machine. And there are, except the core 4 other perks other than the Stamina Up I could get from this free perk drop. Oh no, so I have 20% chance of getting Stamina Up? Bam. Such. Oh well, in BO4, Stamina Up will have its time to shine. Right? Well, kinda. At the start of BO4, people were quick to notice that the core 4 perks, except Quick Revive, which worked differently in BO4, were gone and implemented as built-in features. You spawned with 200 health, so you wouldn't need Jug. For Double Tap, you pack a punch 5 times your gun, and for Speed Cola, you had to buy all 4 perks from your loadout. And with 90% of perks in BO4 being absolutely garbage, and you had to pick your 4 perks from before loading into a game, so the 4 perks you chose, you had to stick with them for the whole game. Stamina Up finally had the spotlight. Sort of. Dying Wish was basically the new Jug. A Winter's Wail was the new Widow's Wine. So those two were basically almost always peaked. Then it was Stamina Up. But hey, still pretty good, right? Until People discovered that in some maps, strats for high rounds required you using these 3 perks: Stone Cold Stronghold, which made you stronger when standing still, Ethereal Razor, which made your knife one-shot all zombies at any round, and Victorious Torches, I definitely butchered that, which made it so when you are holding the zombie shield, it protects you from all directions, and your shield explodes when it's broken, killing nearby zombies. So in maps like Classified and Alpha Omega, camping for high rounds was an actual viable strat, sadly degrading stamina in those maps. In the rest, however, it was still a pretty good perk. Not much to say about Cold War, since there is no perk limit, just that stamina is still a great perk serving a good purpose. Before I end this video, I just wanna say that stamina is a fantastic perk, and my personal favorite. It doesn't offer something essential as the core 4, but it doesn't change the fact that it's fun to use. With BO6 coming up, and with probably no changes to the perk system as of now, stamina will probably remain a great, but not really outstanding perk, unless we get another Origins occasion. Thank you all for watching this video, and maybe my longest one yet. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and also drop your own thoughts about stamina in the comments down below. My socials, such as Twitch, Discord server, and TikTok, will all be found in the description. And let me know if you want me to make more zombies content like this. I really enjoyed it. I will see everyone in the next one. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye.